semi-automatic 22. That's what I was planning to bring out here. Well, it doesn't have any way to attach a sling. It's got a scope on it. And the barrel has no front sight, so I literally had no way to attach a sling. I didn't realize that till this morning when I was going to put 550 cord onto it. So, I didn't bring it. I didn't want to just be carrying it below ready because I didn't want to get in trouble, but there we go. Anyway, it is a family heirloom. It is semi-automatic Marlin 22.
Wow.
It's a wonderful little wood stock gun that was given to me when I was 7 years old. 7 years old by my father. My father was given the same firearm by his grandfather, and I wanted to give it to my daughter who's here today. She's 16. She knows how to use firearms. She came out to the range with us last week. But this is now considered an assault rifle. A 22 that I've had since I was 7 years old. That's been in my family for generations. I can't give it to her until she's 21 if this passes. And that's just disgusting.
Yes.
They're worried about AR-15s calling AR assault rifle, yet nobody does any of their basic research to realize it stands for Armalite rifle. Not to mention, if anybody, high-capacity magazines trying to say that you can't have anything over 10 rounds. Has anybody here practiced mag changes? I can promise you, if you take somebody who doesn't know how to use a firearm, give them a bunch of 30-round mags, and give me a whole bunch of 10-round mags, I can put down about 10 times more firepower than they can, just because I've been trained. But the size of the magazine is not going to fix anything. None of these laws that we're having come up that we have to go fight against. None of these laws, none of them will do anything to stop any of these mass shootings.
Right.
That is the biggest problem with all of this, is nobody has proposed any sort of legislation that will stop the problem. Parkland. Look at Parkland. If you look at the laws that are on the books right now, he never should have owned a firearm. If you look at Texas, the Texas church shooting, he never should have bought a firearm. We have failures in the system with our current laws right now. So why do we think that adding new laws are going to do anything to stop crime when we can't even enforce the ones that are on the books? Has anybody seen the backlog for 594? It's so far backlogged that there's no way they can enforce it. They're not tracking the pistols in Washington from our last initiative. It's completely disgusting. None of this is going to fix anything. They call it common sense while violating your mental health privacy, your medical privacy, putting wait times on it, which, whatever, 10 days wait to buy a gun. You know, I have to wait longer than that to save the money to buy it anyway, so that part's not a problem. The problem is, nobody talks to people who know guns. Nobody talks to people about making changes in our system, in our society, the societal changes that are required to stop these mass shootings. Instead, we're talking about legislating the law-abiding citizen. The lowest percentage of gun crime comes from the law-abiding citizen who lawfully obtains their firearm. That is the lowest percentage. When was the last time a mass shooting happened from an NRA member? Never. It's because those of us that follow the laws are not the problem. So giving us more laws to follow is not going to fix the problem. As simple as that. Anyway, I'm preaching to the choir here. I want to introduce a good friend of mine. He's running the 10th Congressional District. He's made it through the primaries. He's got a great shot at beating Heck. And we need to get Heck out of Congress. This is Joseph Brumbles right here, good friend of mine. And he's fully endorsed by Washington 3%.
Yay!
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. I don't have a speech prepared, but with this topic, I don't really need one prepared, right? There's just so much that I could say off the top of my head, like, you know, there's nothing common sense about giving up our rights. Who here wants to give up the rights? Anybody? No? Yeah, me neither.
I want to give up my lefts.
There you go. That's a good saying, give up your left.
Oh, hey,
Another good saying is just kick Denny the heck out of office, huh? So, you know, a lot of people are in the misconception that our Constitution is a living, breathing document. Actually, I had an argument about that yesterday on Twitter with some 25-year-old guy that just got out of college and thinks he knows everything, which is fine. I try to explain to him that, really we have to look at like two different documents. We have our Bill of Rights, which is Amendments 1 through 10, and we have 11 through 27. So when it comes through 1 through 10, I told him, it's not up for debate. When it comes to that, I will not budge. How many here will not budge on 1 through 10?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're in agreement that our Bill of Rights are important. I equated it and tried to explain to him about natural born rights and told him that, our Bill of Rights are based off of those and what the government cannot do to limit our government. We need limited government. Who thinks we need limited government? Everybody? Yeah, me too. So for too long now, the state and federal level, they've been just doing whatever they want. They've been out of control. Federal level's been very inefficient, very ineffective. And, that's one thing, but when they come and they start trying to take our rights away, that's a whole other thing, especially our Bill of Rights.
Right.
So, when it comes to the Second Amendment, I will not budge. I will never budge. One question I want to raise is, I had to take the oath of office just to run for office. I've already taken my oath of office. I'm sure I'll take it again if I win, but I've already taken it. And in that oath of office, one of the things it says is that you will protect the Constitution of the United States. You will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. So my question is, and it's very obvious to me, I don't understand how a lot of these far left people don't see this. You can see it from a mile away. But if I, or let's just say a politician, say Denny Heck. Denny Heck took this oath of office. Okay, but he's against the Second Amendment. He's rated F by the NRA. By the way, I'm rated A by the NRA. But if he's rated F by the NRA, and he's actually, and then we have another guy, Adams, the 9th District Congressman. Adam Smith, thank you.
Snake.
Well, I met him one time. The guy struck me as a full-blown communist.
Yep.
But he proved it once again when he set up a rally in Seattle against, yes to I-1639, against our Second Amendment rights. So these guys, they're taking oaths of office to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and then they're attacking the same Constitution of the United States. So to me, why are they even allowed to be in office? Why are we even voting on these? Why are we even allowed to vote on these guys? It should be automatic disqualification.
Yeah.
So it's just something I wanted to bring up, food for thought. All that being said, you guys, I appreciate everybody being here. We have to stand, firm on this year. We need full voter turnout. If we don't get, all conservative, not even conservative, just American value-minded people, right? Probably at least 40% of the Democrats actually do value their Second Amendment, believe it or not.
Yep.
And if they don't, their husbands do, right? So if we don't really get these people to turn out to vote and to vote no on I-1639 and to hopefully vote for the liberty-minded candidates, we're going to lose our state this year. I'm very, very, very set on that. I think that's a huge possibility. Unfortunately, they're going to price us out of this state. Many of us, unless you guys are rich. I don't know. I know I'm not rich. I can't afford to pay all these taxes and everything else they want to propose. There's probably going to be a state income tax and so on and so forth. So unless we win this year, we probably won't be able to live here, many of us, too much longer. And it's going to be California #2. I call it California. So thank you guys for standing up. Please help to spread the awareness. I always say that awareness is a key that opens many doors. The globalists, I'd say they own probably 90% or more of our media. So they control the media, and they they're the ones obviously that give money to the Democrats. And so the only real way we're going to win this thing is by creating awareness, by telling everybody we know, by spreading the word, and just know that that's a very, very valuable tool. And that's why they have Antifa, the anti-First Amendment group, right? They don't want us to go out there and spread awareness. They don't want us to have these rallies. They don't show up to these rallies because, some of you guys are armed. Well, including myself here. But we have to just keep persist, never give up, always fight. Wherever we end up here after November, if this thing does pass, we're going to fight that. Just keep fighting. Fight, fight, fight. Don't give up. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you. God bless. We the people.
Thank you, Joseph. So, does Aria ever make it up here? Aria Rode? All right. He was wanting to speak. We didn't know if we'd have any kind of sound or any way to speak, but I don't see him here right now. So, what I want to say now is, what do? We have a whole bunch of people here with no on I-1639 signs. We have very few other voters out here. We have nobody really against it except for the few that we identified really quick, apparently. But what do? How do we get this to pass? First off, I don't trust the polls. Second off, we're sitting here in an echo chamber right now. All of us are already on the same side against this initiative. We need to go out there, we need to spread the word. We are in crunch time right now walking into the elections. Many of us, myself included, have already cast our ballots. That means we don't have much time. So, some of us here have a lot of material. The rest of us here, we need to get out there. We need to be handing out flyers. We need to be doorbelling. We need to be talking about this. More than just sitting behind our computers and doing it, but being boots on ground, walking around in the parking lots, handing out flyers, posting signs, picking up the signs that inevitably are being torn down.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how we can take this into the final stretch, into November, and we can defeat this initiative. So, Clint, where's Clint? And how much stuff do you have for people who need material?
I've got about 30 signs, but they're going up tomorrow.
Okay, flyers?
I got 1,200 flyers on me and 500 at home. If somebody needs flyers, I can give you some.
Okay, we have flyers.
We want more flyers.
Other than that, I know Clint or myself, and there's a few others here. If you need materials, if you need cards to hand out, come find one of us. We can help you out with that. If you want something today, if you're going to go hand out stuff today, come talk to me or Clint.
You need a yard sign for your yard. Don't have one. I got them, and you'll have to put a stake to them. But
That's a good one too. Put things in bathroom stalls. People are going to read it. They might need some reading material at the time. But if you need yard signs, Clint said he's got a handful of yard signs for you, specifically for your yard. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to say? Anybody want to come up here and talk? I'm going to open it up. I see Alan Acosta here. Alan, you want to talk?
yeah.
You want to talk, Alan?
Come on, bro.
Everybody wants to hear from you.
Well, again, first off, I want to say thank you for all you guys doing all the hard work with the signs and getting the word out there about this dangerous, very dangerous initiative. Last year was logged in about 26,000 plus home invasions. Just imagine, with your firearms all locked up, don't have key access to it to defend your home. And they're saying this is a gun safety bill. No. So, a lot of us that were in the military, it's all about speed and accuracy and getting the first shot on target. They're already hamstringing you, tying your hands behind your back. And, no. That's not what this is all about. It's not a gun safety bill. It's taking away your access to defend yourself. And we just got to keep pushing. And again, what Matt said, we're definitely in an echo chamber. You need to reach out, continue to reach out to those that are sitting on the fence, folks that don't know about this initiative or don't know anything about this initiative, and make them aware. We see this year after year. It's not going to be the last time. So we need to be consistently vigilant. You're going to see this come again in the legislative session coming up in 2019 in one way or another. And you're going to see it again the following legislative session, we need to grow our numbers. We need to start taking those folks that have no experiences with weapons, start educating them. Guys need to be educators as well as advocates and activists. Educate, okay? What I've always said is our time. It is our time. Reach, teach, inspire, motivate, and educate. You need to go out there. We can no longer stay in the shadows, be the silent majority. It can't happen anymore. Because you know what? They're just going to keep going after your rights. Once a right is lost, it's gone forever. So we need to stay ever vigilant. And again, I want to just say thank you for your constant hard work with Initiative 1639. There's also a lot of awful initiatives out there. I've even talked to the other side. They're like, well, it's a part of the answer. No, we're not going to pass bad legislation just for the sake of passing something. Because you know what? That's just crazy. That affects us all. And not only that, it's already taxing us out of house and home here.
Yes.
I love this thing, and I'm going to continue to fight for it. I'm going to continue to fight for you. You guys know I'm a big activist for all you guys.
Yeah.
And we have, in January 18th, we have the Gun Rights Coalition Lobby Day. What I want to hope to see out of the 49 counties is have a group of 5 delegates from each county come to Washington, here to the Capitol, and actually engage their legislators. And for those coming on the east side, we're going to have like a kind of a partnership on the west side families, be able to adopt those families just for their day, and so they could come and participate during that lobby day. Also, on April 27th, it's March for Our Rights too. We already put some invites out, and I've got some pretty good response. I'm trying to get also additional sponsorships for that. I've got some national level speakers. I reached out to like Dick Heller from the Heller Foundation, Maj from the Black Guns Matter, Caitlin Bennett from Kent State, Chris Ann Hall, NRA Leagues, Goa, Larry and Eric Pratt. I've met these guys in the past. I've met Colonel Holly North when I was deployed down in the Philippines. So hopefully we can get these guys down. I've got a good few responses already, and they're looking forward to it, but there's other stuff, so we're already coordinating for that. We're going to make it a bigger and better event. We had between about 2,700 people come to the rally next year. Well, guess what? We're going to double in size this year.
Right.
Okay, we're going to double in size. Every year we're going to continue to grow in size until they can't ignore us anymore.
Amen.
They can't ignore us anymore. So again, thank you. Looking forward to continuing the fight.
Thanks, Alan. All right, next up I got Ken, am I right? The Tea Party.
I'm Ken Morse, Olympia Tea Party, also call ourselves Informed Citizen Network. We're helping with some of the organization of getting people out to do, waving signs, no 1639. And a lot of politics revolves around can you get your other opponents discouraged? And what this does is it encourages the people that are going to vote against this terrible initiative to go ahead and vote against it. So we're encouraging people to do the right thing. And see me if you want to be involved here locally in Thurston County. You could go on olympiateaparty.com and find information there. I'll be posting that tonight. Thank you.
Hi guys, take a quick brief second while Matt's coming back. You guys join me in a chant?
Yeah.
USA! 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 USA!
I love it. Anyway, next up, first, does anybody have a shepherd's hook?
I have a what?
A shepherd's hook. I need to be able to get Peggy off stage. Peggy, I'm sure you have something you want to say.
Okay.
Peggy.
Always.
Hello. I don't know if all of you know me, but I did start the Tea Party as well in '09. And in 2012, some silly Republican asked me to be a PCO, so I did that, and now I'm in leadership. So I have influenced my local party.
Hooray.
And so yesterday was one of our big one of the big yearly football games between two of our local high schools. So we were out waving flags for our candidates all over that campus. And once the game got started and everybody was in, my girlfriend and I had a bag of the No on 1639 flyers. I had about 500 of them. And I said, hey, look at all these cars that are in. So we peppered. So we got the two local high schools all in one zone and peppered them with each car had a flyer. So that's my 1639 story. But I have a cool story that happened really recently, like within a week and a half ago. And I was at an event, a big fundraiser for one of my representatives, Representative Jesse Young. I'm out in the 26th district, which is split between Pierce and Kitsap County. And of course, as I'm the district leader for the 26th Republican Party. And of course, I've been to a number of the Democrat 26th district Democrat Party meetings, and so I know their leader. Well, they've been trying to get rid of him in his party, and he showed up at this fundraiser, and my representative put him up on stage. And mind you, at this fundraiser, we had J.T. Wilcox, who is House leadership, minority leadership, and we also had Susan Hutchison there, and they introduced our 26th district Democrat leader. And he gets up and talks about the progressive taking over and the indivisible women that they now have running against all our Republicans in my district and have taken over his party. And he said the party, I didn't leave the party left me. And he said, and he's a Parks Department, he's a Parks Commissioner as well. So he said Jesse Young has brought him more money back into our district than any Democrat we've ever elected before in that district. And he stood there in front of hundreds of people and endorsed our Republican candidate or representative for re-election. Now, what's the likelihood of that? Having a Democrat leader come to our side, okay? So I just wanted to tell you that it can be done. It can be done, and so that's pretty amazing. It was in the News Tribune as well, a great big article if you want to read it and find out. And of course, now they're after him to remove him from his party. So, but we were glad to have him. Anyway, thank you. You guys go make it happen. We're gonna make the state red.
Thank you, Peggy.
Good job.
So, what's our time looking like?
That's okay. No problem.
We're at 2 o'clock. So we're planning to go for about an hour. I think we got one more speaker here. I'm going to totally put her on the spot. She just showed up, and here she gets to talk now.
Shauna, you get to go after me? That's amazing.
Who's holding the sign? Ramos holding the sign.
You can tell we're friends. Put her straight on the spot.
Hello, I'm Shauna with American Patriot 3%. I'm one of the co-founders of the hashtag Not Me. It's a pushback to the Me Too movement and how they have disgraced women and victimized women. And as a patriot and as a gun owner, the Washington state politicians want to continue to victimize us. And I'm not okay with that. They want to tie our hands and have people come and attack us and call us names and call us everything underneath the book. And then what happens when our homes get invaded? Do we sue the state of Washington? It's something to think about. Because if any one of us are in our home and we are being attacked, and we don't have the means to protect ourselves, and they want to criminalize us instead of the actual criminal, we have a problem.
Yeah.
We need a bigger voice. We need more people out here. We need to get your friends, your neighbors, and your kids and educate them on what's really going on. We cannot stand by and let this happen any longer. So we need to be seen. So the bigger the sign, obviously wherever my sign's at. Some things need to be bigger. But so I just got here. We've been out sign waving all morning long. We had a pretty good turnout. It's pretty happy. And a lot of people are happy to support us. And people were asking signs, so needless to say, I'm completely out of signs now. But peace on, people, and let's carry out our Constitution and make sure it stays strong. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Shauna. Sorry I put you on the spot. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. We were expecting to have Joey Gibson here. He was planning to come. In fact, this was initially partially his idea, and Washington 3% picked up the torch for him when he had something else come up. But I will tell you right now, please keep your eye on Portland this afternoon. It is not going to be violent, but it is going to send a strong message. I promised I would not give up his secret. But he's down there fighting the good fight, trying to get rid of Ted Wheeler, and it sounds like that is a bipartisan issue in Portland, trying to get Ted Wheeler removed from office in Portland. But that's what tied him up, so he couldn't make it up here with us. Anyway, if you need signs, if you need literature, come find me. Other than that, you're welcome to hang out. We're socialized, but that's it for our speeches and programs. So thank you all for coming out. One last thing, December 1st, Seattle, after the elections, Washington 3% with Readout News. If anybody knows who Readout is. So Readout News and Washington 3% are hosting a Liberty or Death 2 rally against left-wing media bias. So that'll be in Seattle once again. Hopefully we can see you all there. Thanks for coming out.
Let's honor our flag. Let's honor our flag with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, that's a good one. Who's got a big flag? Where's an American flag? We got a big flag right behind me. All right. Everybody go ahead and face the flag. Remove your hats. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Go out in the street. Hold our signs. Wave at people. Say hi. Yeah.